Death Valley Days.
In the decade after the Civil War, great herds of Texas longhorns were driven north to meet the railroad as it came across the plains of Kansas. Overnight, small towns would find themselves the new railheads, booming with prosperity as the herds poured in, bringing the hundreds of cowboys eager to spend their pay. Stores and saloons sprang up, followed by gamblers and gunmen. Places like Ellsworth, Abilene, and Dodge City became famous because of their men who enforced the law. In the spring of 1871, the tracks reached Newton, Kansas. So, too, did a tough Santa Fe foreman by the name of Mike McCluskey. And with McCluskey begins the story of The Friend. I get some breakfast?
Sit down. I'll be with you in a minute.
Well, I can see the service hasn't improved any around here.
McCluskey, what are you doing here?
I was hoping at least for a cup of coffee.
You know very well what I meant. The lead track crew left yesterday. You should be 5 miles down the right of way by now.
I've left the road for a while, Joe.
Michael, you can't be seriously thinking of taking that job of marshal.
Can't I?
Just because the town council makes an offer, that doesn't make you a lawman. Why, they've asked a half a dozen others already.
I just took the oath.
I'll tell you what you took. You took a step toward your own funeral.
By nature, Flanagan, you're a worrier. You've handled enough track crews in your time to know that cowboys aren't half as tough.
Frank Bailey is no cowboy, Michael. Neither of those lads who are always with him. They're gunmen, killers. They didn't like it a bit, and the council fired Bailey as marshal. They've been saying that nobody dares to wear that badge.
The only thing a cowtown has more of than longhorns is loose talk.
You're a stubborn man, McCluskey. Loose talk, eh? Every day, this town is getting worse and worse for the decent men and women who live here. Why, those ruffians are riding roughshod over everything.
All right, you ready?
Hear that? McCluskey, if you just take a bit of advice for a change.
I'll be back for that advice in a minute.
All right, we were even.
I had you by a neck. Now pay off.
Now, what are you talking about? Was dead even all the way in. What do you say, Pearson?
Guess you better run her again.
Double or nothing. You're on.
Excuse me.
Hey.
You fellas want a race to do it outside of town, huh?
Well, I'll be a new John Law. Look at that, killer.
I see it. Don't much care for it either.
Frank Bailey's going to be downright annoyed. Unless you stay off the street, mister. And then maybe Frank won't notice then. Double or nothing, I'll beat you all the way.
You're on.
This time of day, there are women and children on the street. Like I said, if you fellas want a race, do it outside of town. Understood?
Take him!
I said understood.
I got nothing to do with this, Marshal.
You?
When Frank hears about this.
He already has.
McCluskey, isn't it? The railroad man?
Bailey?
I'm a little surprised, McCluskey. You've been around town long enough to know how I feel about someone wearing my badge.
Well, how you feel is your business. Hiring and firing a marshal is the town council's.
And they'll be hiring me again. Now, you can make it easy and walk out, or you can make it tough on yourself and stay. But one way or another, I mean to wear that badge real soon.
Hold it. All right, now real easy. Hands on your head and turn around. You hear me? Hands on your head.
I can't.
Do it. Right now. Rice, flour, preserves. Not much to risk getting shot for. Unless you're hungry. When'd you eat last, boy?
I had a pound of beefsteak for dinner. And don't call me boy.
Oh? How old are you?
20.
You got a name?
No.
All right, pick that stuff up and put it back inside, mister.
You gonna take me to jail?
Isn't that the place for a man who steals?
Honest, Marshal, I was just...
I'm closed.
Mike McCluskey, Joe.
Never showing I'm serving. Only the middle of the night for him. It's all cold. I'm not firing the stove for anyone.
We'll make out, Joe.
What do you have there?
A friend.
Now, to help yourself.
Thanks.
Put it in your own bill.
Oh, Joe. That shed of yours out in back is still empty, isn't it?
He can bed down there for the night if he wants to.
Help yourself.
I don't take charity.
I don't give it. I expect to be paid back when you get a job.
A job?
I hear they're looking for a boy over at the stable. Didn't pay much, but it's honest. Now, you can run out or you can spend the night. If you're still here in the morning, I'll take you over to the livery.
Marshal, I lied to you about everything. I only stole that food because I hadn't eaten nothing in 2 days.
Good night.
It's Riley. My name, it's Jim Riley.
Good night, Riley. Coffee?
The word for that is mud. No thanks. I came by about that kid you brought over last night.
Yeah, I know. He ran out. I went by to look for him a little while ago.
There you go look again. I saw him sneaking back into the shed. He had a bag of something under his arm. When a stray dog gets scared, he usually snaps.
Yeah, I did. More than once. Keep an eye on things for me, will you? Change your mind?
If you think I ran away, you're wrong.
You mind telling me where you went?
I had to get my things.
Your things?
They're not stolen. They belong to me.
Let's take a look.
Please. That's all that was left. They buried my family. They sold everything else to pay for some neighbor keeping me.
If you had a foster home, why'd you leave?
After a while, they said there wasn't no more money to take care of me. I'd have to give up what was left. I just couldn't. That's everything I have.
Let's go see about that job, huh?
Even.
You've only been here a few days. I can wait.
Well, I want to be even, Marshal. Everything I borrowed.
All right, even it is.
New?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you lived at the hotel.
Yeah, that's why I've been trying to find somebody to stay over here nights, kind of keep an eye on things. Don't pay anything, but be warmer come wintertime.
Hmm.
You interested?
Well,
Go get your stuff, bring it over here.
thanks, Mike.
Can't you see that I'm busy? Now go on, get out of here.
Okay.
Hey, Thomas. Isn't that the kid that follows McCluskey around all the time?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
You should be.
Ooh-wee. Something sure smells bad.
I'm looking at it.
Excuse me.
Don't push me, boy.
I didn't.
You pushed.
What do you got in that blanket, stable boy?
That's personal.
Oh, you hear that, Thomas? It's personal.
Makes me real curious. Kid like that's probably got something stolen in there belongs to me. I better have a look. Well, I'll be. It's my old watch. And that there gun belongs to you, doesn't it, Jim?
Mike.
Well, no, I wasn't hurt bad enough to be a ghost.
Yeah, but the doc said you're
So take it easy a few more days. Look, if I lie flat on my back much longer, I'll never get out of bed.
Yeah, but everything's been real quiet since you...
Killed Bailey? It might have been the other way around. If you hadn't helped me, you had me cold.
It was my fault it happened.
Now, you've been around here long enough to know better than that. You saved my life, and I thank you. Oh, there's one other thing. I found this by the side of my bed when I came to.
Oh?
You put it there, Jim. The doctor told me so.
It belonged to my pa.
I know that, too. But I'm not your pa. Don't try to make me in another man's image, Jim.
I'm not, Mike, honest. It's just... Well, it's just a gift. To a friend. I got work to do.
Oh, Jim, before you start that, would you run over to Flanagan's and ask him if I could borrow one of his cane poles for tomorrow?
You going fishing?
Well, I'm supposed to take it easy. I can't think of a better way than to sit on a quiet riverbank.
I'm off work tomorrow.
Tell Flanagan we want to borrow 2 of his cane poles.
And a skillet and some bacon to fry up our catch.
Right.
You will keep the watch?
I'd be proud to.
Look out, fish. We're coming.
And remember to tell them they cost me 2 bits apiece.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Bring back a couple for me.
Where's Pearson?
Right behind me.
Whatever you want, hurry it up. Some cowboy's having a lucky night at my faro table.
Well, it's our lucky night, too, Pearson. I saw McCluskey go in his office not 5 minutes ago.
I'll put money he's going to make his rounds tonight.
Oh, wait, I didn't swear that I'd go in on this. I said I'd think about it.
Well, you do that, Emmett. Take all the time you want. Because when the word gets out, Frank Bailey's friends don't want anybody spending money in your place. It's going to get nice and quiet for thinking.
Well, what if he doesn't show up?
He will. If not tonight, then tomorrow night. But I think it's going to be soon, so you'd better get back to your place and get ready.
But we would...
Go on.
What kept you? Lecture from Flanagan?
Yeah. You going back to your room?
As soon as I make my rounds.
Maybe you shouldn't make him tonight, Mike. I mean, we're getting up so early to go fishing.
What's the matter with you, Jim?
Nothing. Don't go, Mike. They're planning to kill you.
They?
Thomas and Pearson and that other one.
Keller?
Yeah, I heard them talking in the alley. They said if you made your rounds tonight, they'd be waiting for you. Don't go.
You know, Jim, a rattler's tail sounds bad, but without fangs, it's harmless. Bailey's dead.
Yeah, but I heard them. They said they'd kill you. Don't you believe me?
Yeah, I do believe you. If I hid out every time someone talked about making trouble, I couldn't very well wear a badge, now could I?
No, I suppose not.
See you in the morning.
Don't you say that about her.
All right, break it up.
But he pushed me,
Never mind, move on.
Sure, Marge. I'll buy you a drink.
Well?
They might try to get you from behind. This way, there's another gun to back you up.
I appreciate that, Jim, very much, but you don't have to follow me. Besides, that gun of yours is almost as old as you are. It's a miracle it went off once. Next time it's liable to blow up in your face. No, you go on back and do your job at the office and let me do mine.
But
Go on now, go on.
Well, Marshal, I see you're up and around.
Where are your two friends?
Who do you mean?
Don't play games with me, Pearson. I mean Thomas and Keller.
I don't know. Marshal. To have a drink on the house in honor of your getting bailed.
I never drink to another man's death.
Yeah, it went real nice.
Start pouring him, boy. Start pouring. Well, looky there. It's the stable boy. Well, McCluskey's dead, boy. We killed him. How about that? Well, come on, boy. Now's your big chance to do something about it. Go for that old horse pistol of yourn there.
And I thought he was your friend.
Find the kid? No. Oh, he can't have gone too far. Maybe so, but if I didn't know better, I'd say that Jim Riley just up and disappeared into thin air.
Perhaps Jim Riley did not disappear into thin air, but he was never seen again, nor was his body ever found. Whether he died somewhere out on the plains or whether he survived and moved on westward is a question that can never be answered. As for Newton, Kansas, the violence at Pearson's Gardens convinced the town council to shut down the saloons and gambling halls. A new source of prosperity was found in the growing of wheat, and that was fortunate for Newton, as the next year the railhead moved on. And instead of withering like so many cow towns, Newton survived and grew. In part, this came about because of the story of the friend.